Boy, oh boy, this Canadian series keeps attracting international motocross superstars. We've got David Pingree here, the electronic Ping. Ping, what brings you up to Canada, bro?
Well, my bosses at Racer X Illustrated started Racer X Canada, said, hey, get up there and do a Canadian National and tell us what's going on up there. So the Diablo Honda guys gave me a bike, and here I am.
Now, the U.S. Series is the pinnacle of sport. The Canadian Series striving to get there, though.
Yeah, it's made huge strides in the last few years, and that's why Racer X Canada was created, a new publication to sort of showcase the riders up here in the series that has been growing. So hopefully this story that I'm going to write on this weekend will give people a better idea back in the States, the caliber of riders that are up here.
I'm old school on music. I like the Rage Against the Machine, Metallica.
Britney Spears probably. She's pretty smoking.
Tupac.
AC/DC.
Britney Spears.
Eminem.
Godsmack.
The Stompin' Tom.
G-Unit. Christina Aguilera.
I like Britney.
Audio Slave.
Favorite movie?
Old school.
Mallrats, Jane Silent Bob.
Caddyshack.
American Pie.
Happy Gilmore.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Boys in the Hood.
How High.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Shawshank Redemption.
Braveheart. Mallrats.
Who do you like that's outside of the household?
Beyonce. Pamela Anderson. Or Trish Dowd.
Jenna Jameson.
RuPaul. That sounds like King.
Halle Berry.
Carmen Electra.
My mother.
Anna Kournikova.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Is there any special man out there?
I just have one requirement. He's got a whack.
Too much fun at the track for the boys. Brand de Valade, last year's 125 champ. Duct tape on the boots. Gets ready to battle it out in the sand.
20-year-old Joel Saritz came on the pro scene, set the world on fire, got 4th 2 years ago. You were 8th last year. Are you looking to get yourself back up in the top 3?
Yeah, my Lightning Car Sport Suzuki's working awesome, and I just want to try my best and ride hard the whole moto, and hopefully I'll get on the podium.
Brian Costa and Mark Travers in the booth. Rene Trottier with the 30 board up in that patented red flag. This first 125 moto will be brought to you by Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader. As Trottier goes 5 sideways, Brian, the gate is down, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get the RD shot?
Wow, look at this start. It is high speed. Thrills and spills. Hey, some newcomers in there with Ian Hayden and Casey Clark. Gavin Graysick, though, Travs, I think gets the whole shot.
He certainly does. You're right. Yamaha pilot Clark 351 with a great start. But there's that Suzuki of Ian Hayden. In second place. He is now in first place.
Yeah, nice
Ian
start.
Hayden.
And Johnny Montez back there, number 64. Huge step for him. Oh, look at the punishment Hayden takes. Maintains the lead there. It gets hairy. First moto of the day, and the track is already building up into a rough one as Grayson gets by Hayden into the lead.
I saw number 150, that young Kawasaki pilot from Quebec who won his qualifier yesterday in about 4th place right now, coming out of the trees. Grayson in first place, Hayden in second, Clark in third.
Sweet running so far. It looked like a pretty clean start. There's Dougie D. He's coming through just at a blistering pace. Him and McGordy battling that 6th place. And is that Treadwell right behind him?
And
no, it's Mez. Just Mesley. And there's Lockhart with that broken leg. So we got some of the usual suspects up there, Trav. As Heaton duking it out now in that OTSS F Suzuki. He's teammates with John Dowd. We've seen brilliance from this kid, but lacking consistency. And there's your guy, 151. He's down early. That's not going to help his cause.
Alex DeRoche, the young Quebec pilot, as we were talking about, had some great speed yesterday, having a moment in the sand as Lockhart swings by him. Back to that battle for second place. It is a hot one. The boys are all embroiled as McGordy moves up past Mesley. He's going in on Montez. It looks like Clark swings a little wide with Hayden still in second place.
Montez challenging Clark. McGordy challenging Montez. Look at McGordy on the hunt. He's looking all over for a way around, Travis.
Johnny Montez with a great line on the inside takes care of Clark and moves into third place. Brian Johnny Montez, the East Coast assassin. That guy is on fire today. This is the best I've ever seen him ride.
You know, no one would even give him bikes 2 years ago. G&G Brothers helped him out last year. Showed fleeting moments of brilliance. He's on it this year. Clark retaliates, makes the move on the inside, but Montez is set up on the inside here. Takes third place back. Great battling tracks from these two guys.
Huge corners on these sand tracks, Brian. A lot of options out there. Saw Montez on the inside squared up. I love the battling as we get back to number 573. That's Richmond's Grayson in first place with a huge lead.
Nice line choice. He's finding some smooth stuff there on the inside. Look at the speed of McGordy. He's in another time warp. Puts him into 4th. No, that is 3rd. He's pressuring Hayden now. Last sight of Casey Clark for the intro. Look at Montez hanging with McGordy, and McGordy just riding the wheels off that bike. You can tell he wants to pass Hayden. He is on a mission. Beautiful shot at Grayson, all alone out front, and you can see the bumps forming out there, boys. It is gnarly.
Back to the battle for second place, number 50, Ian Hayden with the ride of his life. He's got McGordy all in his tail.
Look at McGordy jump wide. He's taking the smoother outside. Hayden with a beautiful defensive move. Hacks McGordy off. McGordy just jumps to the other side of the track. Makes the pass stick. I think when McGordy gets an idea in his head, man, he just pushes until it comes through.
It looks like that outside line going down into that little valley section allows you to carry more speed. I like that option to our leader, Gavin Grayson, who is just styling out in first place.
Pretty much wire to wire for Grayson. This corner's caused all kinds of havoc for guys. Guys crashing like crazy down into this off-camber rough stuff. Here's the battle for fourth. Look at this pack of riders. Lockhart has joined the party. He's all over Casey Clark. One missed shift and you're toast. Look at this. Lusk is down. Lusk showed some speed in practice and earlier in the race. Thank goodness he kept the motor running on that bike, Travis.
Had a problem in his foot. Oh, my!
Dougie D shows Montez a little love in the corner. I love it. That's the way you ride this. Montez is no suckhole. He's not going to go to DeHaan's pit. If you can't take that kind of racing, get out. I love it. Good pass for DeHaan.
Beautiful pass with Lockhart getting by Hayden, who's starting to fall back just a little bit. Still mixed. Number 408 Lamb had a good qualifier yesterday. A little sketchy in practice, Brian. You remember that?
Showing those 4 strokes harder to start than the 2 strokes. These guys got to keep the clutches in, keep the motor running when they crash if they can. But look at Lockhart, arch rival from Nova Scotia. Lockhart with that broken leg, showing his resolve, his toughness, makes the pass. That puts him into 4th place, Travis.
Looks like number 16, Simon Holmes, is now in the mix on the inside. Takes care of Montez, who looks like his suspensions might be getting a little hot. Brian, starting to bounce a little bit.
Montez is not giving up. He's still there. But remember how well Holman's rode here last year. He's a stand specialist. Oh, no, Ian Hayden is down. He's up and running. He just lost a ton of positions. He doesn't look like he's got that attack mojo yet. You know, when you crash, it's hard to get your... Oh, no. That's not good. Look at Grayson's got the time to stop, wait for the rider to get out of the line, and keep going. What a class move for Grayson. He's got a huge lead out there. But, boy, the sand can put you down in a heartbeat.
That was young label it pilot Bobby Thompson, who was down to the sand. Class move from Grayson. Could have mowed him as we get back to the battle for 3rd place. Dougie D up the hill into the woods. Simon Holman's on the inside. Oh, Brian, little contact. Holman's isn't afraid to get into the mix. He takes over 3rd place.
Dougie D getting a little of his own medicine up in the trees there. Holman's did a nice square off setup there. Planned that pass going up the hill. Looked like Dougie D had nowhere to go. And when you put Dougie D and Holman side by side, I bet you Holman's got 50 pounds on D. As Grayson just floating over all the rough stuff. Riding awesome out there.
Beautiful the way his bike is handling in those soft sand corners. A lot of control in that KX250F. Grayson coming in to take that checkered flag. And the first 125 moto win.
You're 1 point behind Donnie. Now you guys are in a super tight battle. How's the feeling under the tent going between you guys?
Oh, it's good. We've been friends for a long time. We grew up racing together, you know, and that's pretty much out of our mind right now. We're just gonna put in 3 more good motos, and whoever wins, wins. You know, it's gonna be a Cali, guys. So that's good.
Well, you know what? You made a statement that moto. Great ride. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, right here is 3rd place. Simon Holman. Simon, great ride. Remember I cued you a few weeks ago about your bad starts. You got another one of those patented bad starts, man, but you charged into a great 3rd place ride.
Yeah, you know, I like the sand, and it was rough and sandy, so it was good, And yeah, I had a bad start, like you said, but you know, I know that track really well, so because I rode it quite a bit, and I know the line, and I had some decent line, and outside and stuff was smooth, so.
Look at the crowd here today. The 2 Fiatis coming up.
Craig started the season on fire. Kind of struggled the last couple rounds. Tell us what's been going on, Craig.
Well, I had some bad starts and some first early moto crashes that sent me way back in the pack and coming from behind, and also had a couple misfortunes. I had a flat tire last week, DNF'd a moto. The week before I had a front brake line that was knocked off and couldn't do any better than 6th or 7th, I think, that moto, so that hurt me too, but looking to turn things around this week.
Oh, pins and needles, Brian. This is what I like to see. The 250s are on the line. The big boys. The premier class. Number 44, Keith Johnson, getting his act together. This first 250 moto will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in Canada. Renee Tranchier to 5.
Look at the width, the full gate, 40 guys storming down on these fast motorcycles. Heads up on the 450 Yami. Him and Dowdy drag race. I don't know who gets the whole shot there. Oh, it almost looks like some contact early on. More contact! And Dowdy gets hung up and he's down. What a terrible time to crash. Look at all the guys getting by Dowdy early on.
The report is in. Number 32, John Dowd, will get the Royal Distributing hole shot. Back to the battle for the lead. Number 33, Machine Racing pilot Brad Hagson with Wah hot in his heels as they head up into the trees.
Oh, look at the speed as they G out at the bottom. Come on. Wah is looking on the outside. Making his move early. Travis, here he comes. Now he's on the inside. Look at the attack position for both these riders. Wah speed on the pegs. Hagson puts his right foot out, pins it in the berm. But looks like Wah takes the lead early on, but look at the numbers in tow. All the fast boys near the front, Trav. This should be a wicked race.
How about the start for number 58, Diablo's Mitch Cook, as he works up on Dooley. We forgot to talk about Dooley, who got a great start right now. These guys are battling for third place. Cook on the outside takes care of business.
Dooley Fishtail hit some of that hard clay we showed you earlier. Lost a little bit of his drive. Mitch Cook now into third place. What a crystal ball for Andy White and the Diablo boys. Taking a chance on the dark horse. Mitch Cook, he's been delivered. He's been fast in every East Coast round, Trav.
That guy is in great shape, and he can handle that big bike, Brian. That's the thing. Handles the 450 well as we get back to the champ, who is making it happen in the lead. Look at this. Mitch Cook now in a second as he blows by Hagson through that little straightaway section. Oh, and the champ he's on the gas, Brian. He's on the gas.
Business as usual for the champ. Look at the gap in real time. Cook's moved into second place. We missed that back section pass. Hagler hanging tough. And now we've got a pair of Susie's there. Decker and Dowd. That's for fourth. Man, oh man. Look at the crisscrossing going on here. Nobody could complain about lines on this track.
Super wide corners here, Brian. Lots of options with number 3, Craig Decker, back on it on the inside, taking care of Dowdy. Oh my, Brian. You want to talk about aggressive.
Cut thrust style for Dowd. He's ripping. Gotta like the retaliation pass for Decker. There is some unfinished business on this track. The champ doing what Honda Canada pays him to do. Leading motos here in his home soil. He got shut out here last year, Chaz. We know the champ wants it, as Dowd does. Takes care of Decker. Look at those yellow bikes, not teammates. Back and forth they go.
With Wah in the lead, down into the valley, the track is getting super rough. He likes that inside line early though, Brian, inside line early.
He knows how to find the smooth spots, GSR. Now things are heating up for the battle for second. Look at Dowdy hunting around the inside. Cook railing the outside, gets knocked off line a little. It's part of our action here for second. Grip to grip, Dowdy takes a look over. Feet on the pegs. Cook backs off a bit. Nice shot at Pingree, number 71, Racetrack Illustrated USA. He's out there. He's hanging about 12th right now.
Looks like Dowdy's fallen off the pace a little bit because Decker has gotten by him as they go through that frontside rhythm section. Dowdy does not. Something is wrong, Brian. He's got some problems. He's off the track.
He's definitely out of it. Big troubles there. Bike troubles. That puts everyone out of position. That puts Cook into second. Hagstead into third. You can see Cook come around. Hagstead paddling. He's down. Look at Blair Morgan, though. The huge story. Morgan up into fourth. Hagstead having the ride of his life. He just lost all kinds of positions. I don't know if he's got time to make it up, Travis.
Blair Morgan with not a great start has been picking off riders. Brian, lap by lap, is now in fourth place. Looks like he's got a good line on Decker. He's got that inside line, Brian. This is a rough part of the track as they drop down into that left-hander.
Never count Blair Morgan out. We didn't expect this. His injury was so severe last year. Morgan up into third place. This guy is so tenacious. I cannot stress enough how badly he was hurt. He's out here riding in third place. Man, oh man, this is not only going to boost him, but his whole team.
Back to our leader, number 1, John Sebastian Waugh, going through that switchback section. Blair Morgan on the gas, over the tabletop, moves into second place, Brian.
I think Cook may be tiring slightly. There's a lot of stress running at the front of the pack. Could be arm pump, who knows? But the battle for fifth rage is on. Dusty Klatt leaping up the hill. The television does not illustrate how steep that section is as the champ makes a mid-flight adjustment. I love it. Klatt now catches right up to Huffman. These two have had some wicked battles this year. And look at the aggressive riding. Huffman eats a face full of roost, but not giving up on Klatt. Look at Klatt drag racing Mark Travers, the split course. Look at the braking action for Klatt. He's a little squirrely out there.
Fabulous. That was a full-on drag race between teammates, and Klatt comes out on top. I like the way he had that inside line with that little body back on the fender. Little body English.
He walked change direction right in the middle of that rhythm section to set him up for that smooth outside berm. That was a subtle but fantastic move. You're right. Huffman is down and out. Him and Dowd in that points race. They both get 0.
All right, Kerry, Blair is on the gas, man. Last 3 weeks he's been picking it up. What the heck have you guys changed?
Not much. Just changed a little bit of stuff. Got some new suspension last week, and he's just pumped to be out here again, and he's showing it. It's good to see him back on top.
Yeah, it sure is. You know what? We've been waiting for it. It looks awesome for you and the team.
Well, feels great. I hope he's smiling out there.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Kerry.
And our boy Drop Golds down in the ball. Mitch Cook with an issue, and look on the inside. Number 11, Dusty Klatt, who is on a tear, puts him in 3rd place. Brian, he's going to be on the podium.
Good ride for Klatt. I'm just thankful that Cook didn't crash. He's going over the berms, but he's staying on the bike, so really good for him. Obviously tiring a little. Look at this track. It is so rough, but a man that makes it always look easy, Jean-Sébastien Waugh. This moto's winding down. He's cruising in. He's got a couple more corners, and he's going to grab the checkers.
The champ, Jean-Sébastien Waugh, his final approach, takes that right-hander through the sand, which will bring him to the finish line. The Quebec faithful here going crazy as Jean-Sébastien Waugh wins the first 250 moto here. Back to the battle for second, though. Number 37, Blair Morgan, will cross the finish line. A great finish on the podium for Blair Superman Morgan.
All right, Blair, hell of a ride, man. It is so good to see you up on the podium again.
Yeah, it feels good to be back up here. You know, I was kind of down on myself all year, you know, because I wasn't finishing very well, and yeah, it's just me. It wasn't the bike or anything. You know, it was just I wasn't feeling very comfortable out there, and wasn't in very good shape actually at the beginning of the year. So, starting to feel a lot better. Everything's healed up good, and I just glad to be back.
Hey, you got a serious good ball rolling here. You got things flowing. What happened with 2 laps to go?
Yeah, I ended up going down. You know, I was just thinking to myself, I sure hope I don't go down and end up washing out the berm. And yeah, it was kind of tough. I picked my bike up, kept it running, and my hands were all full of sand. It was kind of hard to hang on to the last couple laps. But I knew Dusty was on me, but yeah, I felt strong out there. I wasn't even tired, so I just kept on my pace, and I was able to keep in front of him.
Ontario's favorite son, number 7, Doug DeHaan, sitting in an impressive battle for, I guess, for first place in the 125 East. Doug, you look great out there, man.
Yeah, I've been feeling really good this weekend so far, and you know, it's a tough battle with the 2 Cali guys. We're neck and neck every weekend, every moto, so you know, it's just whoever gets the start and whoever rides the hardest.
Dougie D, the Canadian favorite for the title in the East. Hey, there's Morgan in the hood.
The circuit, the Deschambault, René Trottier with that patented red flag. The 30 board is up, Brian. Second 125 moto. A little bit of water on that straight there.
It does look a little greasy in that high-speed shoot. Hey, look at this. Some bikes missing. Guys that didn't make it from the first moto. Casey Clark with a clean hole shot. Man, he rode well in the first moto. There he is up front. And local boy Gavin Gregoire, number 36, hot on his heels.
To the Scott USA lockoff camp. Beautiful shot of the boys fuddling through. Let's check for those cowies. Looks like DeHaan and number 248 McGordy in the mix. Nice flowing berms around here, Brian, the way they all carry through in the option line.
Bad start for Luskin Blake. There's guys down. 3 Youngs up front, though. Looking good for him. And there's Lockhart, 15. Down and out at the first corner. Not good. McGordy shoves his way into second place early. Takes care of Gregoire. DeHaan there with an alternate wide line. He's an observer right now.
In 4th place for Doug DeHaan, so that puts Clark in 1st. McGordy in 2nd. Looks like the battle is for 3rd place now between number 36, Kevin Gregoire, and number 7, DeHaan. There we go. There's some cowies. Montez in the mix as well. Up over top of that table. Outside of the berm.
Gregoire gives it away. Buckles to the home track pressure. You can see all the riders. Look at the positions he's losing. I'd hate to be that young Frenchman right about now.
Number 9, Chuck Mesley in 7th place with number 35, Joel Serrett on that lightning Suzuki RNZ 250 with the inside line, Brian. A great line as he moves ahead.
Joel Serrett showed what he could do last week in Moncton. Dismal results in Barrie. But this kid, he's been plagued with some mechanical issues and bad starts. Chuck Mesley, a little flustered right now. He's trying so hard, making a couple bobbles out there.
The battle for the lead is intensifying. McGordy on the inside through the woods takes the position away from Clark and now has some clear sailing, Brian.
As you say, Travis, options, tons of options out there. McGordy with a great setup. Casey Clark has got to be stuck. Look at the gap they've got on second. Just misses his back wheel by mere millimeters. Down into this nasty off-camber. Treadwell can be good for his championship hopes. Doesn't lose too many positions, though. Treadwell back up and running.
DeHaan and Grayson embroiled in a war for 3rd place right now. DeHaan looking sharp through that left-hander. As they get down into this rough section, it's pretty slick down there too. Oh, DeHaan goes down. Let's look for Grayson. Spikes. Where's Grayson?
Oh, they both went down there. That section is so nasty. I was down there earlier and the bumps are building. I think that crash was totally independent of one another.
With Simon Homans now working up on 64, Johnny Montez. That puts Homans into 3rd place, Brian. A great day for Homans in the stand. He is now on the podium, second 125. 573, Grayson is out of the race, Brian, holding his shoulder, his arm tucked in.
That crash must have cost him something there. He is hurting. Boy, oh boy, that's good for Dougie's title chances, as well as McGordy, to have Grayson out of there.
With Doug DeHaan back in the mix after the put down. Working up on number 64, Montez on the Kawasaki. This is for 4th place. DeHaan on the inside with a great line, Brian. He's made a couple passes there today. He's looking good still.
Yeah, you can see Montez look over. He didn't want any part of that first moto activity. He saw number 7. He said, you know what? I think I'll let Dougie take this one.
It's all yours. Oh, Dougie with a
big moment illustrating the roughness of this course. Gets swapped out going uphill out of the hairpin. Hey, and that's where Watt crashed last year, in that hairpin. Oh, Lockhart with that broken leg. Oh, he's in visible pain. He was in pain before this weekend even started. Oh, he's soaking it up, getting back on the bike. Not good for Ryan Lockhart. That's not helping him in the points whatsoever, Travers.
This soldier gets the bike fired up, Brian. Full marks. That guy is as tough as they come to our leader, number 248, Donnie McGordy, setting the track on fire.
He has pulled a nice gap on Clark right now, but Homan's the danger man. Look how nasty the faces of these jumps are getting. They're getting rutted out and gross. Homan's on for what I think is the harder of the two lines. It makes it past. That's determination and true grit. Coming out of that young Frenchman. Hey, he got 5th here last year in the 250s. Remember that, the second moto?
Simon Homan getting some good starts today. Brian looks terrific in the sand. This guy is a former champion. You know he can do it.
Casey Clark, I gotta comment, he's still on the pipe. You see him, he's chasing down Homan, so maybe that battle's not over yet.
Little square edger for the leader down in the valley as Homans gets his last lap flag, Brian. Maybe distancing himself right now from Casey Clark.
Looks like it. He's on cruise control, riding the sands. Hey, he has a look. Just seeing how much breathing room he has, and not much at all. Clark is going to keep Homans honest on this last lap. McGordy all alone on the KX. Kawasaki's got to be real happy with their East Coast 125 effort.
No question about that. Quick note, Homans and Clark are riding under the same tent this weekend. That's the Homans Racing tent with a little Riverside support as we get back to our leader, rounding corner number 15, coming in to take the checkers, securing the overall for the day here in Deschambault. Final moto of the day. The boys are on the line. This 250 moto will be brought to you by Morgan Racing International. Storm clouds a brewing there, Brian. Some gray skies.
Some ominous looking skies there. There's your boy Rennie Trottier. 30-second board is up. The last moto of the day. The fans are just peeked out at the side of the track. Everyone loving life here today at Deschambault. Trav.
5 sideways. The gate is down. Brian coming to that first corner. Who's going to get the shot? Mitch Cook and Lafridge. I think we're going to give it to Mitch Cook and that Diablo Performance Racing. That's the Royal Distributing Hold.
Did you notice Lafridge, Waugh, and Clout were all lined up together on the line, and here they are in the first grouping. Some great starts for those guys. Morgan around the outside. Sweet. Puts him in a position on the inside of Hagstaff there. So good starts for some of our top runners.
Remember those options, Brian? There's a lot of options on this track with the split course. You're right, Blair Morgan. Look at the speed on the inside. Moves into 3rd place.
He There's Klotz right there. I don't know if he's quite secure third. It's still a drag race. Shooting. I love the way Klotz leaps up that hill. JSR on the inside. Loses the front end. Wise down early on the first lap. He's got the engine running, but look at the positions he's losing. Oh my goodness, I think he's back to about 15 as Mitch Cook way out front with Klotz right in tow.
This is exactly what Klotz was looking for. A little break on the inside, taking care of Mitch Cook. No way, Mitch Cook with some great defense. Getting up that run and fake jump. You're right, Dusty Klotz on the inside. Oh my, look at the body English as he takes the lead.
Oh, and Cook takes some punishment. Hang on, remember, Cook's on the heavier 450, so a tougher ride, a bigger bull to hang on to there for Mitch Cook.
Walmart up in the back of the pack, searching for smooth lines on those rough jump faces, Brian. You talked about it. That is how he's going to make up time. The battle for second place. Morgan slips by Cook, but Cook is not giving up on the outside.
Wow, I love it. Oh, and look at Morgan almost rear-ended them there. Looked like he lost a ton of momentum. So a little bit of a brake check maybe by Cook for Morgan into this nasty right-hander. The two boys that went out, there's some unfinished business here from last year between Dowdy and Huffman. That is for 5th place, and they're raging.
Why, into the top 10. Look at that. Colton Bastiani's pointing the wrong way, Brian.
Oh, geez, you see Watt shoot around, then Hagstead. You can almost see that hard clay underneath, but here we go. Handlebar to handlebar action. Dowdy has a bit of a moment. That's where he went down at the start. The first 250 race, but I love the creativity on Huffman. See him slice and dice across those lines, Travers. Brilliant ride for Huffman.
Oh, Blair Morgan with a moment coming up the hill on the inside line. Takes care of Cook. That puts him in second place. This guy's unbelievable today.
I think he might make it stick now. These two have been going at it, cat and mouse for a few laps now. The man that's all alone out front, Dusty Klotz. He's got about 10 seconds on second right now. Ride the race of his life. Set the pace out here.
Whoa, and a huge tear goes inside on Huffman. Huffman looked like he just opened the door for
Blindside.
That puts him into 6th place, Brian. He is on a huge tear.
Wow, I don't think Huffman saw him coming. The champ squirrels through. Look at the roughness, the technique on Klotz. He looks a lot like John Sebastian Waugh on the motorcycle, and he's doing everything right up here.
Talk about Waugh, Brian. He has moved up on down. Same position he got Huffman. That inside line looking good. Takes care of Dowdy. His next victim, well, it could be Lawfridge. Dowdy's not giving up, though.
Dowdy's on the outside here. There's that rough corner that's caused all kinds of cars, and you can see a big braking bump right in the section. That's Dowdy's yanking his roll-off system there. Gingerly in comes Waugh. He's got Lawfridge right in front of him, and it looks like Huffman right in behind Dowd. So things are tightening up near the front.
Look at the width in the valley there, Brian. You saw Waugh go really wide, then cross over and come inside. He was looking for that smooth line. It's working for him.
Good point.
He's got great lines. Let's look for that outside wraparound. That is the line of choice. Crossover inside. He's got the slingshot.
Central. Makes it work for him. Puts him up one into 4th position. Unbelievable for the champ. Ride the wheels off that bike and racing this track to its fullest.
How about Dusty Klotz in the lead, leading for pretty much most of the motor right now, Brian, all by himself. And you're right, he's handling this rough track very well. That bike float underneath him.
He has got his flow. He's up to about 14 seconds over second. But look at this, unfinished from last year for 5th place. Dowdy on the inside of Huffman. Both these guys DNF the first moto with mechanicals. So it's a clean sheet coming into this moto.
These guys had an unbelievable war last year. They're going at it again in the second 250 moto. Huffman's had some times when he hasn't looked super fast today, but other times he looks like a magician working up on Lawfridge. This 3-pack battle is for 5th place.
What I like about Dowd, he's just soiled with roost. He's earned every position. You can't even read his front number plate, his chest protector. He's just been lambasted out there with roost. And we know Huffman, he can deal with the roof. We saw that flashback footage. He's right in the mix.
When I see the junkyard dog that dirty, tells me he's home. He loves the stand. This is the kind of track he likes as he swings by Lawfridge on the inside, coming out of the woods.
I think Evan had a bit of a bobble on one of those bumps. Gave Dowdy the opportunity to tuck in. Nice outside line for Huffy. He takes care of Lawfridge as well. It looks like Lawfridge to the inside. It's not over yet. Here we are, inside, outside. It's all about that slingshot.
Brian, talking about sand track and how rough it gets, it's just big bomb holes everywhere. You just never know where they're going to come from.
Slick move there by Huffman, takes care of Evan Lothridge. Lothridge actually looks like the elbows are drooping still, maybe tiring a bit, but here's a man that's not tiring one bit. Jean-Sébastien Waugh working his magic on Mitch Cook. Look at the technique on Waugh. He misses all those bumps, and when he does hit a bump, he uses it to his advantage for momentum and trajectory. But look at Mitch Cook traverse up the inside. This is Waugh's favorite corner for passing, though it's the same one he crashed in last year, but he's making it work for him this year. 2004, the champ up into third place.
Brian, the champ is putting on an unbelievable display for his French fans. Back to Huffman and Dowd. This is for 5th place, Brian. These guys, they just won't go away.
In the split course, you can see Huffman have a clap moment there. Got all sideways on that last braking bump. Look how gnarly it is there. The good lines are getting far and few between. There's that move by Dowd to the outside. Leaps to the outside with that faster outside berm. Things are heating up now between Morgan and Waugh. This is for 2nd place. Remember Blair Morgan and the battles he had with Waugh 2 years ago. To see Blair Morgan, this is the biggest Cinderella story of the year. The comeback for Morgan. We haven't seen anybody hold off Waugh, I think, as long as Blair has this far, Travers.
Well, just look at the body English on Morgan. You can tell he's got his game face on. He looks like he's in charge. Huffman ahead of number 32, John Dowd, as they come out of the tree section. Dowdy looks... Oh, look at that. Slippery sand, Brian. At any moment it can happen.
See, that's a turn of the tables from last year. That's a similar mistake Huffman made last year. Dowdy makes it here. That relegates him to 4th, but the battle rages on with Blair Morgan looking good on the Yamaha. He only had 1 race on that bike last year, so essentially, you know, he hasn't had a whole lot of time from those injuries. Looking real comfortable in the blue Yamaha.
Great defense, though, in and out of those corners. There's a section down there where we thought Waugh had Dowd. No, Blair was not going to let it happen. Following, freight train through that huge berm.
That tells me that Morgan's on the good line because Waugh's forced to use the same line. We rarely see that from JSR, but Blair Morgan looks like the Blair Morgan of old, holding off the champ, and you can tell the champ's trying hard. He's going inside, outside, fishtailing, and he's got his elbows up.
As they come through that rhythm section, Brian, look at, there's that option line you talked about, the crossover from Waugh. I'm loving it. Back to number 11, Dusty Cladd, coming out of the trees in total control in 1st place.
Just lapped the fin there, Marco Rikkinen. He's back a lap. But here's what it's all boiled down to. The battle for 2nd. Waugh and Morgan, arch rivals from years gone by. These two each have numerous championships in this country, but look at the smooth line Waugh found. He mucks with a tear off there, tucks to the inside. Waugh is taking every opportunity to find the smooth way around this track.
Brian, Waugh has secured the championship as of right now. He does not have to make this pass, but looking at Ryan, he wants the overall today. Let's check out the lines coming underneath the Buddy Ford Bridge. Oh, Morgan on the inside. Bastiani in trouble. Look at the line for Waugh slingshotting out of the corner.
Oh, I think Morgan had to back out of it for a sec because Bastiani was up in that line. After that Bastiani crash, he's faded like a cheap suit. Blair Morgan is in the tuck. He's using the crouch on Waugh. Talk about the Predator being challenged out here.
Back to our leader, number 11, Dusty Cladd on his final approach. Looking really smooth and in total control right now, Brian. This will be his 2nd win in the 250s, counting that win he took in Moncton.
Coming on strong for sure, Cladd, proving his worth yet again. I guarantee you, Honda will pay this guy to stay with him. He is the hottest commodity in Canadian motocross right now. Number 11, Dusty Cladd.